Yup. You guys know what it is. We're back. Last week of regular season. And we had Berg and Matt kicking it off for us. We're just gonna hop right into this. This was a really interesting game. I told Berg about the block Gastrodon, and he was actually able to pull it off. He was able to trap the Politoed and essentially make it way harder for Matt to get Rain up in this game. Berg played it pretty well. I think he could have played it just a little bit better at the very end, and I'll explain that when we get to that turn. But yeah, he traps Politoed in. Gastrodon is free to switch because of Water Absorb. It can't get Whirlpooled. So, you know, he puts up the Perish Song. Really, he's just trapping himself in here. So at this point, Berg just needs to spam Recover. You know, he gets that one off right there. All good. Okay. So I get Gastrodon hurt itself in Confusion. I was thinking maybe keep Gastrodon around just because it can live a hit from Swampert later on in the game. You know, he still has Volcanion around, but it doesn't like Earthquakes. I thought Gastrodon just had a little bit more value here, and it felt like Raikou was a pretty free switch, which, you know, he smartly goes into on this next turn. Throws off a T-Bolt here, yep. So Berg probably didn't calc this, but we see it only did 19% right there with T-Bolt. This is like a super specially defensive Gardevoir on Matt's side. As you can see, Shadow Ball is only doing 27% there. Yeah, really crazy. Berg always has Wheezing for Heracross. Dodges a Mega Horn. It wasn't going to do too much damage anyway, even if it was Guts boosted. Little chip here with Strange Team. There's the Raikou switch for the Zapdos. Dude, MJC just hits his Hurricane. See, that's... Not to mention getting confusions. Now he's just playing the hacks game right here. Waiting for Raikou to hit itself. Munches that up. Raikou just needs to get a hit off and doesn't, unfortunately. But yeah, Berg does a good job just keeping the pressure up, forcing him to hit Hurricanes, which MJC seems incapable of missing. The Dragapult play here in prep with Berg, we knew at this percentage with this Dragapult that Draco Meteor always kills. It felt like Draco Meteor was the play here, at minimum Shadow Ball, to maybe catch like Gardevoir switching in. But Berg went for the T-Bolt, and that was kind of the misplay that set him back right here. If he went for Shadow Ball, he actually kills Zapdos, and that just opens up his game so much more. But since Thunderbolt's only doing 41%, he's kind of stuck here and forced to take damage, and at the same time letting Zapdos get all of that health back. So he goes into Volcanion here, which is going to get 2-hit KO'd by Hurricane. But that switch, being as aggressive as it was, actually scared Matt out of Zapdos, because it was kind of psychotic to just go into Volcanion there, so he was like, maybe he's Scarfed, he's going to hit me hard. Berg makes a double, which out of nowhere works out amazingly. Gets the Mega off, goes for the Flare Blitz. Yeah, just an incredible play. HP Grass cleans up the kill. I don't know what the double was for, like he switched into Charizard on a Gardevoir, but it worked out great. Flare Blitz here, huge play, and finally misses a Hurricane. Now at 15%, I don't think Hidden Power Grass kills Zapdos, and if Berg does not get the static para right here with Dragon Claw, I think he wins the game. Because I'm pretty sure Flare Blitz kills Ludicolo, and, you know, he probably would die to Recoil at that point at 44%. Actually, no, he would probably be able to get another Flare Blitz off. Either way, Ludicolo would be at minuscule health with this Rain Dance up, or it's dead, and that static para actually won MJC the game from there. Because now Volcanion, after taking that Hurricane, is in Giga Drain range. And Ludicolo just kind of goes stupid now. His only other... his play should have been at this point would be go Dragapult and force him out with a Draco. If he goes Gardevoir, it's whatever. You can sack something else and try to do it again with Charizard when the rain goes away. But then he gets frozen with the Ice Beam, and just unfortunate. Yep. So, MJC takes this one. Berg definitely had a chance. This was a really good game. It really set the tone for the week, so good game to both of them. Alright, Tyler versus E. Ty was really looking to get some revenge this week, and he starts off super strong. Scarfed Darmanitan, Flare Blitz into Zeraora. I haven't picked E's brain about this or what his strat was for Darmanitan this week. It seemed like he was pretty weak to it overall. Like, Primarina doesn't want to be switching in to Flare Blitzes. Looking at Tyler's team, it feels like Primarina was a pretty strong lead. And, you know, maybe using Altaria as a switch-in or something for Darm. Because Zeraora is very strong overall against this team. He just needs to make sure he's not taking Flare Blitzes from Darm. But yeah, as you see, like, Flare Blitz is 40%. I don't know the Shadow Ball play on E's part. I think, you know, maybe if he was predicting Melodic, just go for the Fairy move. The Fairy move is going to break the Disguise on Mimikyu anyway. So Shadow Ball was a little bit of a misplay there. If he was trying to predict something, I think the Fairy move would have been a little bit stronger. But obviously, just going for a Water move at that point would have been really good too. Be able to take care of this threat, because Darmanitan just kind of eats. But yeah, he ends up just taking Darm down because he eats 2 Flare Blitzes. Kyurem comes in, kinda has a green light just to click Freeze Dry here. Faster than Primarina, able to get that off. Gengar Nasty Plot, so good. Able to get that Dazzling Gleam down. And the play rough here was incredible. I guess Tyler probably calced Life Orb Shadow Sneak into Gengar and realized that if he hits a play rough on it, then he can kill it with Shadow Sneak anyway on the next turn. But going for the play rough there and being able to 2-hit KO Mamoswine, I think that was the play that really broke through and won him the game. So he saves his Disguise on Mimikyu, smart, keep that around for Gengar. You know, Melodic can always deal with Mamoswine. Get some momentum here. The power-up punch was aggressive, considering that he could have just got Hurricaned and possibly died right there. But it worked out because now he's able to Last Resort. Just run 2 attacks, use the power-up punch, and then able to go Last Resort afterwards. Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's in for just a world of hurt. He's trying to rack up toxic damage here. And Mamoswine's actually not even able to kill with Ice Shard after the Life Orb recoil. Yeah, I mean, I think turn 1 really just set the tone for the whole match. Being able to get rid of Zeraora like that just put Tyler up so far ahead. He did a good job of clawing back. The Gengar play was really nice. But yeah, Ty kind of played out of his mind. So, alright, moving on. Me versus Tommy. If I 6-0'd Tommy, I would have got the 2 seed. If Tommy got at least 1 kill and lost, he gets the 2 seed. So, really, that was all we were playing for in this one. I'm running Life Orb Lele, because against Tommy's team, Focus Blast, Psychic, and Moonblast just had amazing coverage, and I was able to just nuke everything. Plus, with Calm Mind, I'd be able to beat Cress 1v1 because I'd two-hit it with Moonblast. So he switches into Steelix right off the bat on a Psychic. I know I can just go for a Focus Blast here, no problem. At this point, I strongly considered just getting rid of Cresselia now that Steelix has Chip on it. I feel like I still have Sceptile to deal with Serperior, and then like Scarf Crocodile can kind of go to work. So I considered the Calm Mind here, but I also realized that Cresselia can't do anything to Aggron. So I might as well get my rocks up and start getting some chip for Crocodile late game. Felt like that was a little bit safer of a play. I put Rocky Helmet on Slow King as like a game time decision, and it ended up paying off huge. Urshifu took, you know, what was it, 16% right there from Helmet. You'll notice I actually never attacked into Urshifu, it killed itself through passive damage. I ran specially defensive Slack Off Infernape this week, specifically for Superior. I missed my Fire Blast unfortunately on Zygarde, but I know I can just go into my Slow King at 98% and deal with whatever. I get a read on what he's running here. He's running really bulky. He has no offensive investment on Zygarde, so I know Slow King's always going to be a pretty easy switch. Plus I have Ice Beam, and I showed him that, so he doesn't want to stay in ever and, you know, get a Toxic off, because I'll just kill him. Go Aggron on the Cresselia. It felt at this point it was pretty safe that he would switch out, because I knew he couldn't touch me. So I went for the Earthquake on the switch, and that actually, we did do 32% to Urshifu, so I lied about the passive damage. But you can see it's racking up pretty quickly. Serp, always a good switch into Slow King. I can just go Infernape all day. He gets rid of the rocks there, smart play. I realize I can just go for a U-turn here because he's not going to stay in on a Fire Blast, and it reveals the Rocky Helmet. This actually put me in a weird position going Aggron, because he can actually stall me out with Moonlight at that point, and I didn't want to just be like heavy slamming into him all day. I popped the Yachi Berry here on Zygarde, and yeah, he starts going for Pain Splits. So his optimal play here would be Pain Split on this turn. It would have brought me down maybe to like 40%. Not that huge of a difference, but Aggron was going to be able to live everything, obviously. Taking 31% from the first one. Just keep racking up Urshifu damage with the Helmet. Coco comes in. Okay, so Coco U-turned on Lele on turn 1. I didn't calc it because I didn't think much of it. Lele doesn't have really good physical defense, but it did like 47 or something to me. So I was thinking it was still special Coco. However, he's physical Coco and does 76%, which is 2% too much to my Sceptile, and I eat my Ganlon Berry, unfortunately. So the idea was I was running Natural Gift on Sceptile, and in conjunction with Ganlon Berry, it turns into a 100 base power Ice move, which Natural Gift Ice move into Zygarde is obviously huge, and then I could also do that, get like a boosted Acrobatics with Unburden, and hit Sceptile. I got my into Superior, so I get my Unburden anyway, so I can just go for the Acro here. I just really wanted to get the Natural Gift off, but unfortunately could not. Here's for the Hidden Power Fire there, knocks me out. I can just go Scarf Crook here and go for the knockoff. It would have 2-hit KO'd Cresselia after rocks. I was a little confused about his play going into Cresselia there because I got the 1.5 times boost. I was probably going to be able to kill it, so I go for the knockoff there. I know that after Aggron Megas, well, I only did 25 on that last turn anyway, but after Megas, I'm not going to kill it with knockoff anyway, so I can just go into Slow King here on whatever he decides to go for. Earthquake does a good little chunk, but I can just teleport out of here because I'm not too worried about him. Get some good momentum. I know he's physical Coco now because of that U-turn, so Aggron is able to live any hit. I go for the Heavy Slam here because it didn't matter if he went into Steelix, I could just kill it with Earthquake. And Heavy Slam was to catch Cress on the switch in. And so like this is where it started getting sketchy in my brain because I'm only doing 29% and I'm taking Rocky Helmet. Aggron's done its job at this point, so my idea is I'm just going to try to get as much damage off on it as possible. He's going to get up to, what is it, 67%. So I could have gone Crocodile and hit him with 2 knockoffs, but I decided I was going to save Crook, and I went for a Calm Mind Moonblast. I really should have went for the second Calm Mind instead of attacking on that turn. Because he wouldn't have been able to do much to me with Moonblast at that point, because I would have been +2/+2, and then I would have guaranteed the 2-hit KO. I did get a little lucky, because I got the roll to get the 2-hit KO. It was only about a 30% chance to get that off, which Lele, you know, putting in work, got the job done. I can just sack it here to U-turn. He goes Urshifu. I can just go Slow King. You know, either he doubles and I get him with an Ice Beam, and I figured he was going to attack, so I actually just went for the Slack Off there, because the Urshifu would have died on the next turn anyway. The plan was to sack Slowking, but he actually lived the Wild Charge, and I was just like, well, maybe he's Scarfed, he can't hit Crook, so I got to preserve a little bit of the differential there. Yeah, that was kind of the thought process that week. Physical Coco, always a wild card, really tough to play around, but GG's to Tommy, and yeah, we're going to go into the playoffs here, and let's see, pull up the matchups real quick. Alright, playoffs it is. Alright, we got myself versus, oh, all the way down. There we go. Okay, we got Tyler versus E, Tommy versus Dodge, Berg versus myself, and then Joe versus MJC. Couple thoughts with these matchups. I am really interested in the Tyler and E matchup. I think that's going to be a really fun one. You know, Tyler got to kind of throw off that little cheesy set with Power Up Punch Last Resort that E's definitely going to be ready for this time. I think E, if he just has a stronger turn one, is going to be in a lot better of a position overall during the game. His team doesn't have a terrible matchup versus Ty, so I think that game's going to be really competitive. Going to be interested to see if anybody throws out some heat sets or kind of plays it by the book in that one. I really like the Joe versus MJC matchup. With MJC, he ran a really interesting Gardevoir last time and didn't really get to use it and show it off. It's always tough prepping for Ditto, and especially in playoffs. You know, you want to be able to get yourself like a sweeper or something, and Joe can just completely negate that. Both of them have kind of been catching on fire later this year, so yeah, they're both playing really, really well. It's going to be a really good matchup. And Berg, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. We're going to see what that rematch ends up looking like. Yeah, I got some stuff cooking. Hopefully it's going to be a fun game, though. I think my worst matchup in the league is against Berg. Yeah, it's probably against Berg. Either Berg or Ty. Those are like my two worst matchups in the league. So hopefully I can get through this grueling battle in round one of the playoffs and get to move on. And then I play the winner of Tommy versus Dodge. That should be a fun one too. You know, Dodge has been running a pretty consistent set throughout the weeks. I don't know. There's some stuff though that he hasn't pulled out yet that I think is going to be really interesting. Whether or not he finds that in the team builder or not. Dodge has a couple wild card things he can throw, so Tommy just needs to be ready for that in prep. And then Tommy, he's got the best draft in the league. There's nothing else to say about it. But he only made a change with Delphox over Magmortar this season because his team was just so good that why change anything? But yeah, boys, I'm really excited for the playoffs, and I'll catch you in the Discord. Peace.